right, welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies might have inspired it. And today on the show, we are talking Pixar. We are talking about hoppers. This is a fun one, and we had a fun time talking about it. Chauncey Telese is with me from the LA Podfidential podcast. You've heard Chauncey on our biannual, is that twice a year? Dual annual? I don't twice a year, most anticipated movies, special crossover episodes that we always do. Also, he's been on the show a bunch of times as well for regular episodes like this one. So we get into a lot of great puzzle pieces here for hoppers. Before we get to it, I do want to remind you, as always, to make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together wherever you listen to podcasts. And with that said, let's talk hoppers. All right, Chauncey Telese is with us. We are going to talk about hoppers. How's it going, Chauncey?
I am wonderful, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this one. This is a Pixar in funny, goofy, silly mode, and I am here for it.
Me too. It's been a while, and they were not only goofy and silly, but they were very deranged.
Yes, absolutely. I like that they were able to kind of like tap into that because we've been getting so many like of the emotional kind of things, and
Mhm.
the tier two, of course, but this is definitely more in a just a straight up silly fun time. Obviously, we've got Toy Story coming up pretty soon, so we'll dig into a lot more of the emotions pretty soon. But for now, though, it's nice to see them just having a good time.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, their death has been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. And honestly, I've really liked a lot of what they've done recently, but
Me
this is
too.
this is one of the better ones though of recent times, I feel
Mhm.
like.
Exactly. And I'm glad audiences are responding. Pixar's like, hey, we can release originals now. It's fine.
I was curious, I didn't write it down or anything. Did this one do well? Do we know? Because we're
We're
recording this a few
it's at,
weeks after
it's at,
release already.
it's at about 150 domestic, and I forget where it's at worldwide, but yeah, it's doing pretty solid business.
Hey, that's great for an original movie, a non-sequel, a
Mhm.
non-remake. That is an exciting thing.
I agree. Like
Well,
this is great.
speaking of original movies, this movie does something that really is always exciting for me. And we're going to get into some puzzle pieces now. And usually I let my guests go first, but I want to just get this one out in the open there because right there in the movie, they just straight up say, this is just like Avatar. And so we got to kick it off with Avatar. Were you as excited as I was when you were like, hey, there's a puzzle piece right there in the movie?
I did. I'm like a free bingo space. I mean, they say it in the first teaser trailer too. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh wow. I'm like, this has got to be the best thing for David because it's like right there. Like now the puzzle can start forming.
Absolutely, and we're getting the word out into how this show works for all of our Pixar fans out there. So, yeah, it was very fun to see that, and of course, it's a very apt puzzle piece. It works really well here for literally everything that happens in this movie and what the entire plot kind of goes. Really, a lot of the same beats and the same ideas, but in a more kind of kid-friendly, wacky, kind of silly way, and it's really fun for that.
No, yeah, no, I was very surprised by this one because I'd heard like, oh yeah, it's actually pretty solid, and then I wasn't prepared for the first 15 minutes, which gets into my first puzzle piece,
All
which
right.
was up.
Okay.
Honestly, like it very much, with her as a kid, for freeing the animals and just being, finding the person she, is kind of meant to be with, is just a grandma, and then they go through that whole relationship, and then, they cut to where the grandma's no longer with us, like, oh, and then they have their special spot on the rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it really felt like up to me.
No, I like that. Yeah, absolutely. I think as soon as we're introduced to the grandma, even though, like I said, this is silly, fun, goofy Pixar, at the same time, I'm like, that grandma's dying. Like,
Oh yeah,
there's no way that's not gonna happen. But yeah. So
and the jacket, like okay, like that
mhm,
was nice. I didn't
yeah.
catch that at first, like oh she's just working there, and I'm like oh no she's not, she's a student. That's
Yeah.
just my mom's jacket.
So I think so far Avatar and Up were both puzzle pieces on another piecing it together episode, and that is the Wild Robot is going to be my next puzzle
Oh,
piece here.
that's a good one.
It's a great movie. It's a beautifully made movie. The
Mhm.
animation in that is just incredible. But a lot of that same kind of like kind of learning how this other species lives, and all the other animals are just super neurotic and goofy, and
Mhm.
like the silly way that animals live and how like unserious they all are. There's a lot of fun mind in the Wild Robot with that, and the same goes for Hoppers. And as an animal lover, there's just so much to take away from both of those movies.
No, exactly, and just the way their societies function.
Yeah, yeah. You get to like get into the inner workings of it and how they have like their little hierarchies, and their hierarchies seem totally silly and ridiculous to us humans, but at the same time, aren't our hierarchies silly and ridiculous?
I would agree. And getting to that, like, getting to the council portion, my next piece is Mystery Men.
Okay.
When, it's been a few weeks for all as well. When she accidentally kills Meryl Streep's moth, it's
Mhm.
kinda like when they accidentally kill, Captain Amazing in a Mystery Men.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I, like, yelped when that happened. I was like, "Oh my
Absolutely great stuff. I love that thing where when a movie just completely undoes all your expectations of like where everything's going. It's just like, oh, nope, dead,
Because
done,
there's like, "Holy crap, Meryl's in this. This is gonna be incredible. She's with this amazing character. Nope, gone."
done.
Like, it's such a good joke,
Love it.
and just the fallout from it is astounding.
Absolutely. I will stick with that council and go with the South Park Woodland Critter Christmas Critters. I think they were called the Woodland Christmas Critters. Is that what they were called?
No,
Yeah.
Woodland Critter Christmas.
Really Critter Christmas. Yes, there you go. But the bad guys are so cute and cutesy and silly and goofy, but then they're like just straight up evil. And like that whole like kind of thing between those two kind of vibes is a really fun way to set up these characters. And I just love how evil these villainous little creatures are.
I know. Well, Dave Franco come in. I didn't know he was in it.
Oh, I
One
didn't
of
even
the
realize that was him.
Oh yeah. Well, when he really starts feeling himself and he's like in human mode, or when
Hmm.
he gets the human robot, which, dear Lord, I'm like, that's frightening.
Oh yeah, yeah, creepy shit.
Um, it was like I'm like, this is not the same thing, but it reminded me of Men in Black a lot. Just him in the Edgar suit. That's what it
Yeah,
felt like.
absolutely.
Obviously, it's a robot, but just when he's really like yelling, like, "Oh my God, it's Dave Franco!" I'm like, I know that voice, but I'm like, oh, there it is. Yeah, now I hear it.
Speaking of which, I did see Dave Franco listed after the fact in the credits, but not a huge like celebrity voice cast with this movie for a change. Like
No.
that was kind of refreshing. I mean, John Hamm's in there also, and a
Oh,
couple other
Hamm is
people.
so good. Like,
He's
he's so good
great.
as like a dick.
Yeah, he's always great. But like, it is refreshing though to see. Obviously, we just had the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I think wasn't as bad as people let on,
I
but
still haven't seen it, even
it's
though my
fine.
daughter's seen it twice.
Yeah. Well, it's all right. But it's also like 80 big celebrities like in the
Oh,
cast
I heard.
where this is like, two or three and then some like actual voice actors, which,
Mhm.
shout out to Pixar for doing it the right way.
Yeah, and, like, and Moynihan was, like, probably my favorite performance in it.
Mhm.
Like, his character is really delightful because he's also kind of in the up space where, like, he's a lot like Carl,
Yeah, sure.
where, like, he's super, super positive and stuff, and you're like, "Oh, this character's, like, really sad." Like,
Yeah, sure.
ooh. Like,
Yeah.
he's sort of like, I guess Tommy Boy could also be a puzzle piece. He's very much a Tommy Boy, but you don't sense it because he's just super positive. Everyone kinda listens to him, and you're like, "Oh, no, actually, you have, like, really no power here."
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Well, you got Men in Black and Tommy Boy in there. I will stick in the 90s actually. Go with
Mhm.
Ace Ventura for my next one. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, obviously the stories go in very different directions, but just the idea of the kind of silliness of that kind of animal kingdom and of people just interacting with them in that way, in that environmentally focused kind of adventure. And if you take like everything that happens between the two Ace Ventura movies and just how silly and ridiculous it is, like I think this kind of story, if they were to make an Ace Ventura 3, it would probably take a cue from Avatar as well.
Mhm. No, exactly, and the moment I'm like, "Oh, they're, like, really, like, going for some weird shit," is when they bring out was it Diane?
Yeah.
They keep teasing Diane. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, it's a fucking shark.
That thing is awesome.
I was like, I was trying to figure out who that was. I'm like, oh, Melissa Villaseñor. That makes sense because she takes over for Mindy Kaling as Taffeta and Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so she's already in the family, and I'm like, that was so incredible. It's really
Very fun.
going for it.
Very fun.
Like it gave me like it's both like Finding Dory and Doctor Dolittle 2 vibes. Like when there's the massive animal protest in Doctor Dolittle 2.
I actually never saw that. Was it any good?
No.
No. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
It's like okay, but it's not that. But there is a part at the end where like all the animals just kind of uprise.
Yeah.
And they're like the whale, like even like the whales at SeaWorld get into it, and then with Finding Dory, like when they're on the bridge and all the sea creatures and all the other wildlife are trying to stop the truck.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, look, when before we got onto this call to record this podcast, I was watching Eat, Pray, Bark on Netflix with my wife. So, I mean, I'm down for some animal action, even if it's terrible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Dr. Little too. Like this is fine. Everyone's just kind of doing their thing. The first one's way better, and even then, we watched when my daughter was I think 7 because it was just kind of I think on, and I'm like, oh, let's try this. I'm like, oh, this actually sucks. When I was a kid, this thing ruled. I'm like, I mean, some of the voices are funny in retrospect, but I'm like, man, though, like this kind of sucks. Like I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. But well, it was Finding Dory and Dr. Dolittle 2. Was those your next puzzle pieces?
Yes, they were.
Okay, cool. Well, then I will move on. You already brought up, but I'm going to stay with Pixar for a little just Toy Story / Inside Out kind of combination here. Just really, you can go outside of Pixar as well, but any animated film where like the lesson essentially is working together, basically. Like when it all comes down to it in the end, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but what it comes down to it, the actual moral of the story is that like we all are in this together. And so even though we've got our own kind of things going on, whether you're an adult, whether you're a kid, whether you're an animal, whatever it is, working together, that's kind of the most important thing. And that's a big through point through a lot of Pixar stuff.
And it reminded me, the ending reminded me a lot of Emperor's New Groove.
Okay, I've never seen that. I know people love that.
Okay.
I think I was like moving on from that's Disney, right? I think I was moving on
it's Super Disney, yeah.
Yeah, at that moment I was moving on from like the Disney stuff at that moment.
It's so worth it just because it's incredible how cartoony and Looney Tunes it is.
Okay.
Like the story of that movie is getting made is fascinating. Like if you ever have a chance to read the Vulture oral history on it, because it started out as a super serious movie about like like the Sun people, like not Aztec. It wasn't Aztecs. It was a different culture, like but similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, this is falling apart. We can't get this to work. So they're just like, let's just throw fucking jokes, man. Let's get Spade. Let's get Goodman. Eartha Kitt is throwing a heater.
Nice.
Like, Patrick Warburton is incredible.
Great cast. Everyone you've mentioned so far, I'm like, I want to watch that.
It's so fucking funny because like the jokes are like a mile a minute because they had to they were like at the deadline. They just had to crank it out. And you can feel it's zany, but at the end of Emperor's New Groove, because the whole point is like Cusco is trying to he's going to demolish John Goodman's village to make his own like summer home. And at the end, like he does, he decides not to. He's like, I can build it somewhere else. And that's kind of like with the highway.
Yeah, totally. It's like he could just move the whole thing, and it's honestly. Isn't that the case with like everything? Like every like evil developer could probably just do it elsewhere. Like
yeah, exactly. But it's like I have to have this piece of land for whatever reason, or no one's gonna care about it, and then I'm doubling down because I have this enemy, which is sort of where.
Yeah.
But then when she's helping Hamm to get rid of all the debris that Dave Franco caused,
yeah, sure.
Which additional puzzle piece X-Men 2.
Oh.
Because remember, the big thing in that is like Brian Cox has built, built his own Cerebro, and then Magneto gets a hold of it, switches some squares around. It's like, no, actually, I'm going to turn this on all the humans.
Oh yeah, sure,
and that's what Franco was kind of doing too.
Yeah. Good stuff. Absolutely. Well, you mentioned Looney Tunes when you were talking about Emperor's New Groove, so I'll jump over to The Day the Earth Blew Up from last year, which
Yeah, buddy.
I love so much. One of my favorite parts of that movie, and one of my favorite like scenes of last year, was when the bad guy was like walking behind a beaker, and he just kind
Hmm.
of like turns and like monstrous and grotesque. And they
Yep.
do that exact shot here with the little larva guy, the Dave
Yes.
Franco before he transforms. But and it's a wonderful shot. And the kind of thing when that happened in The Day the Earth Blew Up, I was like, we haven't seen stuff this like just Looney Tunes ish in like decades, and it was just so refreshing to see. And then here we see it again in Hoppers, and it's such a cool little effect. I loved it.
No, yeah, they do a really good job with that. Like they own that they're a cartoon. They're not taking them. I mean, they're taking themselves somewhat seriously, obviously, because it is very much grounded in that,
Yeah,
in something real, and like why she wants to preserve that land because it's her not being able to let go of her grandma, and like that was their spot. But also she cares
sure.
for the animals. Like, they plant that early, as she always has.
Yeah.
Um, and like them freeing the animals in the beginning reminded me a little bit of ET
Okay.
with the
All right.
dissected frogs.
Yeah, sure. A little bit of Amblin going on here with the
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
the
very much
whole the whole vibe of everything going on. So
so.
yeah, I like
Hmm.
that. Absolutely. Well, I only have one last piece, and I don't usually do this, but it's a movie I haven't seen yet, but I've been wanting to see for a few years now. It's How to Blow Up a Pipeline. I think it was 2022.
Uh-huh.
But we are dealing with young environmentalists, and they are. This is a family movie, but I'm going to say fucking some shit up. So let's just
Mhm.
go with that. How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Did you see that movie?
I did not.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I
It's
heard it
on
was
my
great.
long list. It's on my like long list of like stuff I just missed. Like when my
Yeah,
son was first born, like I just missed a bunch of stuff from 2022.
yeah. So we both got to watch it. But do you have any more pieces you want to bring up?
I have one. Oh, it's like a split piece because it's the same idea.
Hmm.
But Bambi and then the 2016 Jungle Book with that Favreau made.
I love that movie.
Yeah, the forest fire, the big fire at the end, like reminded me
Sure.
of both.
Okay.
And then
Right
especially
on.
like using the water to put it all out.
Yeah. 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 No, that's actually a really good one. Yeah. Yeah. I love that movie. I wish the influence of that movie being successful wasn't just nonstop, live action remakes,
I know.
but
Well, the two big influences were one that, but like that was one of the better ones because they were doing something different, very different with it.
yeah.
And like the voice actor, the actors are really good in it. Like Bill Murray, it's one of my favorite Bill Murrays of like the 21st century.
Yeah.
Walking, but
Oh yeah.
also that was where they got the I forget what it's called. Like it's not the Void, but it's like the big thing that like they used to film like season one of Mandalorian. Like they were doing a lot of the
Yeah.
Star Wars shows on that.
Yeah. It
Uh,
looks terrible in everything except for the Jungle Book.
Well, because the trick is like Mowgli's the only human in it, so like
Yeah.
that's why, right?
Yeah.
Because like they're able to do all that stuff because they have one human,
Yeah.
and then the rest of it they animate around him.
Yeah. It makes sense in that usage.
Whereas you have too many human moving parts, it's like harder to make look good.
Sure. Sure.
And it's like a lot of
Absolutely.
not flat background, but it's jungle. But yeah, the forest fire at the end of that, and then the forest fire in Bambi, like that really, I'm like, oh wow, like this looks really good. And there's some fire in Wild Robot too, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, absoltry. And
Like
it's
that,
it's it's heart-wrenching, but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
great stuff.
it evoked all those for me. I'm trying to think there's one other. I mean, this one sort of clicked into me, but like, do you remember Shazam?
I don't know if I ever. Yeah, no, I did see Shazam. What happens in Shazam that
The first one's delightful, but there's an end tag scene that they were teasing for the DC stuff that they just never got to do.
Mhm.
There's a caterpillar or light creature. I think it's like a worm more so, but like he's like a super genius and he's like he manipulates stuff and he's more of a Black Adam character, but they were teasing that.
Okay.
He's in like a second of Shazam in the action movie, but then he has his own end credit scene.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what Dave Franco's like whole look reminded me of when he's like a
Okay.
larva.
Yeah, the larva
Oh, I
creature.
guess a Bug's Life too, like just the pupa stage, doing the pupa stage at the end with Heimlich.
I wonder how A Bug's Life holds up. That's
Oh, I can tell you.
you've watched it recently?
Well, we tried showing it to my daughter, and it just didn't go over well. Like just
Mhm.
not that into it. But You know what? Funny as hell.
Hey, all right.
Like, like the Bug Circus rules. I forgot. Some of the stuff you're like, oh god damn it, Spacey. Like, but
Yeah,
also
yeah.
you're like, you know what though? He's pretty good.
He's
You hate to say it, but he's pretty good. And then
that's the secret is that he's usually pretty good in like everything. But
I know you're like this,
I,
and you know what? This does tell you so much about where things are headed.
mhm.
Leary's throwing heaters. David Hyde Pierce rules.
Oh, I
As
bet.
does Roddy McDowell is great. Just again, the Bug Circus is incredible. Um, it's good. Like, you should give it another shot. You should give it a revisit. It's pretty good. It's delightful.
I might have to. I might have to do that one of these days. Well, I think we got into a lot of good stuff. Any closing thoughts? Anything that we didn't mention about hoppers that you wanted to bring up?
Let's see. I got the whale, which I'm like, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah,
I wasn't prepared for that.
that was good.
And just her whole vibe, like, you're just dropping into the forest, like, oh wow.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. It was really funny. All the stuff was just the jokes were good. But also like there was some real menace, like the speaker thing, like that's kind of messed up. Like Jesus, Ham, like that's
Yeah,
actually really not cool. Oh, Ratatouille was one I just want to slip in real quick, just for the way the animals like talk in animal speak, but the humans can't understand it.
yeah.
That really reminded me that the texting thing was really funny too.
That was really funny, and that was a good ending too.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
I like just perfect use of Bobby Moynihan. I'm glad between this and like Reggie Dinkins, I'm glad he's like really getting a chance to shine in some stuff that's not SNL.
sweet. Well, I think we got into some great stuff here. Chauncey, is there another movie you watched recently besides A Bug's Life that you'd like to recommend to our listeners?
Actually, I did Crime 101. I watched on Saturday
Okay.
because it's on Amazon now. And
Yeah.
even though it's kind of like warmed over heat in the town, it's still pretty solid. Like there's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
really good stuff in it, and I'm like, this is a pretty good LA movie. I'm like, they did the work. They shot it here. I was having a lot of Leo pointing at the screen moments.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, oh,
Sure.
is that? I was like, oh, is that Calabasas? Oh, that's the bridge. And, oh, I know what part of the valley they're in. Or oh, I know where that is in downtown. Okay, cool.
And it looks great too. Like it
Uh,
looks great. The score is fantastic. And when you're seeing those shots of LA, like
mhm,
they really take care to
mhm.
make it look good. You know?
And it really no. The thing that really frustrated me because I know it didn't do very well was like audiences keep screwing Chris Hemsworth over.
Mm, yeah.
Like if you really go back and look at like everything from between Star Trek and Crime 101, you're like, oh, it's all he does is Thor. It's like no, he tries. He really did try to do other things, and you know what?
Yeah.
You people just wouldn't let him have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Rush should have been a bigger deal for him. Bad Times at the
Yeah.
El Royale should have been a bigger deal for him. Even in the Heart of the Sea, which isn't a good movie, but like deserved better. Black Hat, same thing. All those.
You're leaving a big one out for me, and that's
Vacation.
Furiosa.
Oh well, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Furious is another one, but there's another one. I'm like,
So good.
Remember when we all had a huge like existential crisis with the box office on that one? You're
Yeah.
like, God damn it, Hemsworth again, man! Like, he's your snake bit, and then you're like, oh, he's back as Thor. I'm like, yeah, well, you're responsible for that.
That's right.
He's doing Thor in Extraction 3 because of you people. I
That's
blame the
right.
viewer. He
That is
tries.
right.
Of all the MCU people, I mean, Ruffalo and Scarlett Johansson are accepted because they found success beyond that, like even in between, those. But
Yeah,
him,
sure.
he tried, damn it, and you guys keep failing him.
Ay, ay, ay.
And
But they
Mike and
all
Nick and Nick and Alice is good too, by the way. I just want to throw that in there.
Oh, I wanna see that. Yeah, that looks good.
You know what?
I haven't
It's a
seen
fun it's a fun Saturday night movie.
Yeah.
Dangerous Animals is too.
I haven't seen that either.
It's the
Yeah.
first time. It's literally the first time I'm like, oh, I get it with Jai Courtney.
Okay.
Like this is the first time I've liked him in anything, and I'm like, this is the perfect use for him. Like, thank you. Like, finally, we're entering in the. You're no longer going to be slotted in as our leading man. You're going to be a deranged character actor where you belong.
That sounds good. I mean, some people just need to be that. So Jai Courtney should
His
definitely
energy,
do that.
yeah, and you're like, it's too bad, like you're all ripped and hot because like you really should be playing loonies and weirdos,
Yeah,
and
no.
that's what they get. He gives you here. They're all those on those two are on Hulu. You go for it if you have a free Saturday night.
Got some great picks right there. Chauncey, tell people where they can find you, the podcast, everything you're up to.
Yes, the LA Podfidential podcast. It records every Friday, airs every Saturday morning. We do all the LA sports. So we got NBA playoffs are coming up. The NBA, NFL draft is coming up. But also, We're breaking down the new episodes of Daredevil. The Boys premiered this week. There's a ton of TV we're talking about. And then when movie trailers drop, we usually talk about that. There's a whole smattering of great things about LA.
Awesome. Well, Chauncey, thank you so much for doing the show, and I'm sure we'll be talking again sometime soon.
Yeah, you'll be on my show in August when we do our end of the year preview.
Let's do it.
All right, Dave, thank you for having me.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about hoppers. Thank you to Chauncey Telese for joining me on that one, and thank you to all of you for listening. Also, thank you for not saying anything about our little technical difficulties we had doing that episode, but it probably didn't really come through at all. It was probably just a totally fine little conversation between two podcasters talking about a movie and what movies might have inspired it. Hey, if you enjoy this podcast about what movies might have inspired other movies, make sure you're subscribed. Also, follow us on social media at Piecing Pod. Also, if you have any puzzle pieces, send them in. You could do that on the socials at Piecing Pod, on our website. You could also do that in the comments on either YouTube or Spotify. And last but not least, you could join our Facebook group, Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces, where we continue the conversation about all the movies we talk about here on the show. So, with that said, it's time to close this one out with a piece of music like I always do. And I got quite a few. We're obviously not going to go with my deathly serious instrumental music for a silly, cute, fun Pixar movie like Hoppers. We're going to go with something from the Pup Pups, my comedy rock group about my pets. And there's plenty of songs that involve hopping. So which one should I do? I know which one I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Slippin' Splat from our first album about our crazy, at the time, kitten, but she's still a kitty, Millie Moo, and how she loves to jump up on the railing on the second floor of our house and just scare us half to death. So this is Slippin' Splat. I really hope that she never slips and splats one day. This is Slippin' Splat from the first The Pup Pups album, Who Wants Din Din? Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't die. Hope the cat don't fall from way up high. Hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. The cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't die. Hope the cat don't fall from way up high. Hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.